What is up, everybody? Today I am doing a tutorial on how to record your screen. Now this might look a little weird. This is kind of just how I'm going to record the tutorial on how to record your screen, but I'll put all the information and download links in the description, and so I'll just get right into it. The program that I use, there are many different recording softwares, but I've gone through almost all the free ones, and the ones that I've found that probably work the best for what I need to do, there's only a couple. So I use OBS. Now I'll give a couple reasons on why I use this, but if you don't want to use this, that's totally fine. I can make tutorials on how to use other programs that I have used, but the programs that I used, I don't use anymore. I've totally deleted them from my computer because there's always updates with them. Every time I open them, they're asking me, give us your email and then we'll send you new updates. So I don't do all that. This is just easy. You open it up, you start, you're all good. So this is OBS. Now the screen might look a little complicated, so what you do to start, so say I have all these different things down here. These are your different windows that you want to be recording. So say I got my desktop here, and this is what I record on pretty much all the time, and whatever I have up, this is going to be the main screen. This is going to be the gaming screen. So say this is my big monitor. So I have my laptop open, and then I have a HDMI cord up to my I think it's like a 24-inch screen, and then I just drag this off and put it off to my left, and that's my laptop screen. So say I have this on my laptop screen, and then right now I'd be playing Minecraft. So I have this up, and then say this screen is up on my second screen. Then I can just keep watching my voice and seeing if it's all normal and okay. So say you got this open. So what you can do, so once you have that open, what you want to do, the main thing, you got to get a certain file or tab that you want to record. So I have my desktop, so let's go in here and hit properties. So you got your monitor here, you got to pick your monitor, all this, so we're not going to go into that. But what you do, you can go into settings, and then this is probably the main screen. Everything else you can pretty much do on your own. This is just what I needed to learn. So you can look at the encoding. I keep mine at usually 3,500 for my bitrate. But because I do other things with this, and I'll get into that later, I keep it at 3,200 because it needs to be at a certain level. So this is just a brief overview of what I do for this. So I'll get back into the facts. So OBS, you can record, you can put it on a file output, or you can stream from this. And that's where there's a big difference from all the other screen recorders and providers. So OBS, you get the recording of just your screen, and you get the stream capability, and that's where it sells it for me. So what I do, I record most of my games from this, so I don't have to use another program for my screen recording and use another program for streaming. And there's programs just for streaming and just for recording your screen. Now those might be, the one for streaming might be better than this streaming capability, but I don't really care about the quality on the stream. It's just, if it's choppy, then that's where I get confused, or that's where I get a little frustrated, because if somebody has a bad computer or a bad internet connection, it's still going to be bad for them. So there's no real difference. If my recording is a little choppy, I have to fix it there, and all you have to do is change your numbers in that. So I'll get into that later. So let me give you the my overview on my computer, because the computer has a lot to do with how you're going to record your screen, so that's a big part of it. So once you get in here, you have your, this will say stream or streaming, and then you can hit preview stream. You're probably always, I always test out the stream when you hit preview stream, and that's a button that I use a lot. So you got your microphone here, that's what I'm using. I can turn it down and turn it up. So you got that. Then you got your sound, so that's like just on your computer. So you hit that, you can take that down. I don't have anything going, but you can take that up and down. I keep it muted just in case if I hit a button and my music starts playing. So say I got my desktop here, and then I have all these other things that I set up for streams and stuff like that. So say I got this break time. Okay, so if I hit that, I hit off the desktop. See, break time, I'll be back soon. And this is what I use for my streams. So then we will be up soon. So if I unclick that, hold on, we will be up soon. So I use those just instead of using my desktop all the time. So those are just easy. So if I have those up, I can still be testing out Twitch and all that stuff. So once we got all that figured out, you go into settings, and then you got your general, English, all that. But what you really want to get into is the encoding, the broadcast settings, and I'd say the video. So for the video encoding, I would use CBR. That just keeps it cleaner and a little more pretty. Once you unclick this, you have the option to change this, but I would always have this checked just because you're not playing around with that. And then you can change your max bit rate. This is a tough thing. So I played around with this for probably about 2 hours altogether, just seeing what games would respond the best to this. And from my testing, probably from 290 to maybe 3,500, just because it depends on your computer. So my computer, I have an Asus. If you've never heard of it, the company Asus makes parts for Apple. So I'd say an Asus is probably one of the best computers out there. Now they're getting a little bit expensive because they're brand new. This laptop was like super cheap, but I think I have I think it's 10 gigs of RAM. That's pretty much the main thing, that the RAM is what you need for this, and your internet connection. So when you do enable CBR padding, that just makes sure you're not playing around with your buffer size. So I don't really play around with that. The audio encoding, I'm not sure. You probably want to keep it on the AAC. I'm not quite sure with the MP3. I think it's just a different formatting. They have you change for streaming. They say to keep it down to 160, but I always keep it at 192, so I'd keep it at 192. So once we got that through, you go to broadcast settings, and then they'll have you save it. So okay, so this is where it gets a little complicated. So first, this is just to put it on a file. So this is like when I record my speed arts. So you got your mode, your file path, your stream hotkeys. I have 4 and 5. I never really use those. I just hit start streaming. So you click your file output, and then you browse where you want to put the file. I just made a speed art videos file, so that's kind of the easiest thing to do. So once you hit live stream, this is where it gets a little complicated. It didn't work. There we go. So this is where it gets a little complicated. So let me get into this. So these are all the different websites that you can do. Now, I only use Twitch. I'd say, or Justin TV. I'd say Twitch is probably the best, unless I'd say you have the ability to stream on YouTube. YouTube can sometimes be, from when I've watched it, YouTube can be a little slow and a little choppy, just because YouTube is so used. I've heard you're better off just doing that. Okay, so you find your, where you are. So I am in the Midwest, so I'm right here. You find where you are. That's the location of the server, then this is where it gets a little complicated. So you have to do the stream key. Now this is, I'll cut out to this, but this stream key is where when it streams, it needs to find a place to put the video. So this stream key is going to be how it's putting it onto your channel. So I'll go right to twitch.com and I'll show you how to do that. Now we are in Twitch, and what you have to do, it is very easy. If you have a Twitch account, you just go up here and you click on your name, and then you kind of have all these little icons, and you go to dashboard, and once it loads in, you get this. And what you want to do, you get all these different things. You want to go to stream key, and I won't show it to you guys, but you just get this, and then you just hit show key, and then that shows you the key, and then you just copy and paste it into OBS. So let's go do that. Okay, so now we are back in OBS, and I will show you how to put your stream key in. Now this is one of the most important parts to starting broadcasting on OBS. So let's go into settings. We go to broadcast settings. We change it to live stream. Then we go down. Now I already put it in, but you just copy and paste it and put it right in there. And then you got this auto reconnect. I definitely keep that on because sometimes if your internet drops or just something happens, it reconnects automatically, and that is very nice because that has happened a couple times to me. Then you got auto reconnect timeout. Now I might test it out with changing these settings. You might want to turn this delay on a few seconds. It might have you do that, I'm not quite sure. That might just help like with the frame rates, so if it's a little delayed, then it helps keep it all together. And then you got a dashboard link that should be set to your dashboard. I'm not sure, but if not, just copy and paste your dashboard link onto there. And then this is what really is good. So you have this checkmark box, save to file, and what you do here, you just browse whatever folder you want to save the stream in. So this is really nice. So if I'm doing a project and I want to put it on YouTube, that's really nice. So I just save it to my YouTube file, and then it's like I was streaming it, but then I can still upload it onto YouTube, so people who didn't see the stream can still get it. So that's really nice. So then you got your stream hotkeys, all that. That's the same as that's like what was just on the file output. So it's pretty much all the same. Okay, so next, I'm not going to save that. So next you got the video. So this is pretty much very simple, but what I always do before I record anything, I still have to figure this out. I hit which monitor I want. Now the monitor I'm recording on now is monitor 1, and when you hit that, that just gives you more of a wider view, so it's not like condensed and like so you get lines and stuff. But if you have custom, you might have to make it bigger if you don't want to keep hitting that. So now you got resolution downscale. I keep it at 1.7. You could probably turn it up. That's just what I've kept it at. Filter, it kind of depends on your video quality and how much you can record at. FPS, I keep mine at 30. I've tested it out on 45 and even 60, and it starts to get a little choppy. So I'd say 30 to 40 frames per second is what you want to do, unless you have some kind of crazy computer and internet connection that you can do it at. I'd say put it up higher. Okay, let's save those. And now you got your audio settings. This is pretty much all normal. I probably guess that most of you would know how to do this, but if not, I'll show you. So you got your desktop audio devices. I keep that at default. Then you got your microphone. So I keep this on my blue snowball microphone that I'm using now. Check this show only connected devices. That's so you always see it's up there. Push to talk, I don't have that, so if I forget to push something, then I'm always okay. So don't check that. Mute and unmute hotkey. I don't really use these very often just because I usually click on the little icon down there, but if you want to use those, that's fine. Force microphone auxiliary to mono, I never really have that checked. I haven't really tested it out. And then this is what I like, because I have a, if you can't tell, a very deep voice, so I usually use these boosts, and this like saves me a lot. So a desktop boost, I usually keep that at 5, and then mic boost, I keep this at 5. I've had it at 4, but then I turn my microphone volume really high, just in case if I'm talking really quiet that day, I'm safe because I could like turn it down in Windows Movie Maker, so I'm always okay. Mic time offset, I keep that at 0 because you don't want anything off with your microphone, so that's all good. Okay, so now we go down to here, advanced. And now the only thing that I'd say you're gonna use down here is changing the very detailed things. So let's go back up to broadcast settings. Let's do live stream. Now see these things that says warning. Before you're gonna stream, do what it says here. If you don't, you just get timed out, let's say that, so you'll get disconnected just because your internet, let's say my internet can't handle like that amount of video to upload. So reduce your audio bitrate to 160. Now I was talking about that. No, it goes up here, encoding. Nope. Yeah, right here. So you see, have bitrate. You go 160, and that's what they want for Twitch. So I'm going to keep it at 192. So let's go back to live stream. So you got that. Once you do that, that'll just go away. An advanced setting, set key frame rate interval to 2 seconds. So that's very important, because if you don't have that, so if you've ever watched a stream, it'll usually the person will be, I don't know, 20 seconds off, however 10 seconds, it kind of depends. So that's kind of what this is going to do. It's going to just give you enough time so it can upload. So advanced, and we do, I believe, right here, and you just kick that up to 2. You could do longer. I'd definitely say test that out. That's pretty much it for all these settings. The only thing that I would tell you need practice with this. You don't just do it one time and it works. I spent like 2 weeks figuring this all out on my own, so I test it out before I'm going to stream. So when I stream, I would take maybe a half an hour before, just get it all set up if something goes wrong, and then you have time if something happens. So now we're back in here. Definitely, you still have all these all this stuff I don't really use. Just settings, preview stream, I use that, and edit scene. I'll get into this. Here you can move the this, like the actual like video itself. So I always do, if you right click, you can do properties, all this stuff, but if you do position/size, I do fit to screen, and that gives it just like in the center. So now I wanted to talk about these different like files down here. Now what these are, say you want to have your webcam going, so you just click this, and then say my webcam would be right here. I'm not going to do it just because I don't think that would be good for a video, and I don't really want to show my face yet. I'm saving that for later. So you can put different things up like I showed. I have this break time slide, I'll be back. These just help me be organized if I have to do something on the stream, if I have to go get a drink, stuff like that, and it just is professional. So to get these, so let's say I'm gonna remove some of these because some of these I don't use. So you just go here, you right click on this area, you do add, and then there's a whole bunch of different things. So you can have your preferences on this, but the ones that I use the most are monitor capture. Now for my desktop thing right here, I have that set to monitor capture because with the monitor capture, everybody says the window capture is better, but that has some like glitches with it. So with monitor, you can always have other things on that screen. So say you have it to window capture and you only have it set to Minecraft, you're only going to be able to record Minecraft unless you make another one for, I don't know, another game. So you'd have to make 2 of those just for 2 games. But with desktop, you're always having one screen, and then you just drag whatever thing you want on there. Okay, so you just click on monitor capture, do that, yes, and then it gives you this. Now you pick a monitor, whatever one you want. Then it gives you this select region, and I'm going to go into that here, but I'll save that for later. So then you got all these. Image and monitor capture are pretty much the only ones I ever use. You can do text. I've actually never really done text. Maybe I'll try it out sometime, but I don't really find the need to do that. Unless you don't make like these backup slides, then that's kind of where you would use it. So you just hit right click, and then you can add these different things. So I'd say monitor capture and image, and maybe text you'd use sometime. And game capture, I've found that kind of doesn't really work for me. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but it doesn't seem like it works. So now let's go into the properties of your screen, kind of the screen that you'll be recording at. So I have this set to monitor 2. That's like for my screen. Opacity set to 100, so you don't have like it's kind of fading out. So then this is where it gets kind of important. So say you hit the screen, select region. Now this is very important. So you get this white kind of background on it. So you can move this to however you want. So you can make it real small, super big, whatever you want, and then this determines on like what you're going to record. So this is what I do. I move it up, and then we move this down and move that up, and then I'm not catching this bottom area with all my applications. If I move this down a little, I'm not getting that top bar. So this is like just like the screen for Minecraft or whatever. So then you just hit exit. So that's how you get your screen region and all that. That's kind of the only thing that you would use on here. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Let me just go through the settings one more time. So you got your encoding. Maybe you can just stop the video and look at these. You got encoding, broadcast settings. As I said, you can choose where you want to save it. If you're just recording Minecraft series or whatever, then you choose Justin TV or wherever you're going. Choose your server, get your stream key. You go on to twitch.tv and then go to your dashboard, and then there's a little button that says stream key, and you just get it there. Save to file, that's really nice. So when you're streaming, you can still save it. Let's go to video. Nope. When I record, I go to monitor, stuff like that. 30 frames per second is what I do. And again, test these out. I mean, that's all I can tell you. Every computer is different, and you might have your different preferences on what you want. So then microphone, stuff like that, that's pretty simple. And this, I never really mess around here. This is just too confusing. But if you're technical like that, I'd say jump into that if you want. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching this video. Like it, share it. This is kind of a strange video for my channel, but I'll try to put more tutorials out on how I do my speed arts and how I record stuff and everything of that nature. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you get your streams going, and I'll see you later.